JJ's cryptic corner where the coins keep turning, logging out, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow, crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate. JJ's cryptic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. How's everyone doing today? Sound off in the chat, guys. Appreciate you for being here. Hey, what's going on? Bitcoin currently trading at $95,148.49. We are stuck in this range still. I'm going to delete these lines so that way we can get the new ones updated, even though they're probably going to be relatively the same. We're going to do it anyways. Switch to the 12-hour. Yep, weekend liquidity, as suspected. 96.068. So they made it a little bit bigger. That was nice of them. And then the very, very tippy top, we've got 97.389. And then the bottom, we are at 94.549. And the bottom of the bottom, we have 93.229. Okay. So the range pretty much looks the same than it looked like yesterday. This is what the market maker does, be that Wintermute or, you know, some third-party Illuminati individual, whatever you feel like calling it. I'm not sure what that was well. But Bitcoin is consolidating just above 95K, which is awesome. Crypto Spaces said good night. Good night. Good night. 6:45 p.m., brother. Good night, though. All right. Yeah, I suppose my only another day of trying to make it in crypto. That's every day, man. Every day. My only concern is that this could happen again, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. It would just, yeah, see, we're not even that far off. Like, we're going to pull down to 93,984 if that does play out. So I suppose that wouldn't be too awful. We talked about it yesterday, though. We did reject our 50-week exponential moving average, which we were expecting. To break that on the first try would have been very impressive, but it didn't happen. It is 7:46 for you. Okay. Yeah, there's not much more to talk about on the Bitcoin chart. We got weekend liquidity, very choppy sideways. Today's mostly a news event, to be honest. We're struggling to get above that moving average, and we got a red dot of the momentum wave. We're kind of doing the thing that we did back here with a bunch of dots, which is good because, you know, we know that that results in a push up or down. You know, it was up for debate, but it does result in a push. That volatility builds up and the pressure eventually pops. Dominance is currently sitting at 59.56. Hopefully we saw our rejection here and we lose 59.5. That's going to be an important level to keep an eye on because we've got a lot of confluence there. So break it below that would be ideal for alts. But if we don't, then bouncing off of it will have been obvious. The only thing that we really got going for us is the fact that the R sign is below that moving average, but it does look like it's trying to cross over. So keep an eye on that. ETH up 0.4% on the day, currently trading at 33.09 and 39 cents. Kind of giving it a little try. We got some semblance of, I don't know, you want to call it a flag? It's like a descending channel. And you're breaking out of it right now, which is pretty cool. Let's see if we can get back above 33.66 with conviction this time, rather than just a couple wicks. Fahid said, "When moon?" What's going on, Fahid? Happy Saturday, my friend. We are above our moving average on the RSI. Getting a little retest right now. We'll see if we bounce off that or we break back below it. What's nice is that our money flow is positive again, which is good, because that was concerning when it flipped negative. We also have a green dot on the momentum wave on Market Cipher. Volume kind of falling with the price. So we'll see if that picks back up. It kind of looks like it is, actually. It was initially falling, and now we're getting a little semblance of a reversal. So we'll see what plays out here. Does look good, though. We got less than 1 minute remaining until the daily close contest, so make sure you guys get your guesses ready. Let me switch over to the 1 minute time frame. Zoom in here. 95, 143, and 52 cents on the current price. Crypto Spaces said, "How do we get into deeper bear market like this?" How do we? What do you mean? Like with alts? It just happens, man. You eventually ignore your portfolio so much, and then you look at it and you're like, oh, this is not worth anything. And then you're totally okay with all of it for some reason. X221 said, "JJ, should I sell all alts for silver? LOL." That's up to you, man. That is entirely your decision. That is 100% a decision that you have to make on your own. Alright, guys. I forgot. We're doing the daily close contest here. Get your guesses in for the daily close contest, ladies and gentlemen. Rules are outlined below. The next win will probably wipe out the board until we have somebody with 2 wins. Unless it's somebody that already has 1 win, then that would be awesome. Because then we could actually make room on the board. Bitcoin currently trading at 95, 134, and 51 cents. Let's see. 1 minute time frame is quiet. Oh yeah, I was gonna do a poll as well. How will Bitcoin close this weekly candle? Green, red, flat, but red, flat, but green. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. How will Bitcoin close this weekly candle? We got green AF, red AF, flat but red, and flat but green. Crypto Space is coming over with a guess of 95,000. John cutting him off with $1. Crypto Spaces could come in with another $1 on top of John. And I might honor it, I might not. It's entirely at my discretion. X221 95001. Bitcoin $95,143.53. Mr. Tyler did receive his prize, by the way. I don't know if you guys were here. It is a it's a stamping kit to engrave your seed phrase onto like a metal credit card, which is pretty sick. I think that's cool. That's cool as hell. So, Bitcoin currently trading at $95,143.53. How's my audio? Crypto Spaces said I won't. John got me. It's entirely up to you, my friend. If you want to lay down and take it, then lay down and take it. Bitcoin 95,143 and 54 cents. I have put together a list of things that I'm going to be trying to create as far as content goes for the channel, because we have been incredibly stagnant. I don't know if you guys noticed, we've been right below 1,300 subscribers for like a month. And I think I've gone through the longest streak of no subscribers gained that I've ever experienced. Even I've only been doing it for like just over a year, but still. You guys have 2 minutes remaining on the clock to get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Chance for you to win up to $300. It's completely free to play. All you're doing is guessing what you think the Bitcoin price is going to close at on the Binance USDT chart. And you get closest without going over, you win bragging rights. If you do go over, your guess is basically void. You nail the first 5 digits, you win $20. If you nail all 7, you win $300. And again, it's completely free to play. Ton of fun. You can play every single day, or every day that we're here on time. Daylight savings. Once daylight savings goes away, we'll be doing the daily close contest probably every single day. Bitcoin 95, 157 and 98 cents. Am I moving around a lot? Like, do you guys notice me down here doing this all the time? I got the stand-up desk and now I can't stop standing up. I feel like I gotta like do something all the time. I'm like doing aerobics. We've got 56 seconds remaining on the clock for the daily close contest. Only 2 entries so far, Crypto Spaces and John. Is there going to be a third wild card, or is it going to be between the two? I mean, basically John, $1 over Crypto Spaces. Time will tell. 40 seconds remaining on the clock. It is up to you guys to keep track of the time as well. There's a delay on YouTube, so if I say time's up in the chat, that means time's up. You can't tell me that, you know, my countdown was different on the screen and whatever. That doesn't matter. It's entirely up to you. You got to keep your own atomic clock like an adult human. I believe in you guys, though. 20 seconds remaining on the clock. Get your guesses in. Bitcoin 95, 133 and 57 cents. Is it really just going to be John with Crypto Spaces capped by $1? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating. Let's get these bad boys up on the board. 95001, and that is X221 and 95. Okay. So, I mean, if Crypto Spaces took it, that would be pretty crazy with that $1 gap. But currently, John is in the lead with Bitcoin trading at $95,133 and 57 cents. We will see. We will see. We got a nice consolidation here. I try not to do TA in the 1 minute time frame, but I'm curious as to whether or not it would work. Maybe we should do a series like that, like trading on the 1 minute time frame, trading on the 5 minute, 10 minute, 15, and see like which one works better. And we can have data sets, like we can do 1 episode a day for a week, and then we'll do episode 2 of each series for the following week, and then maybe after like 6 months we check which time frame trades held the most profits or had the least losses, I suppose I should say. I feel like that's a cool idea. Bitcoin 95, 133 and 69 cents. We've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining on the clock. If you guys haven't already, go check out Fahid's Kitchen. He's been uploading actually more consistently than I have, which is pretty awesome, and it's paying off. So go check it out. He makes good food. Crypto Spaces said, I lay down and take it because crypto F's me every day. Maybe that's why crypto F's you every day. I'm just saying. 95, 149 and 75 cents on Bitcoin's price. Are we going to get a pump, a dump, or a continued chop sideways? It has been very sideways. John has not placed, actually, so he would be the one clearing the board if he does win. Anything's possible, though. If Bitcoin dumps below both of their guesses, then nobody would win. Let's check the poll. We currently have 3 votes. You guys are split between green as F, red as F, and flat but green. 33% each. Bitcoin $95,149.74. It is pretty quiet out here, ladies and gentlemen. You got 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining on the clock. Crypto Spaces said, nah, I fight back against the market. Okay. Yeah, we got interesting consolidation occurring on the RSI. It's like smack dab in the middle. Not really doing much. Crypto Spaces said, I'm here right now. That's fighting enough. That's fair. That is fair. 95, 133 and 59 cents. Oh, 95, 139 and 45 cents. Very cool. Our liquidation points, let's see. Okay, so we are closer to liquidating the bulls than we are to the bears. So that's interesting. See if that results in anything. I'm sure it won't. Weekend is usually pretty quiet. Tomorrow is Sunday, so tomorrow afternoon we should see some price movement that makes this look less boring, hopefully. We've got 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining on the clock. Bitcoin currently trading at 95, 139 and 45 cents. What do we got, guys? Anyone have any good, like, do you guys remember, like, hidden gem hunting? I remember how fun it was to go hunt for, like, altcoin gems, something like under, like, $100 million market cap. And every once in a while, you'd find one that would pop, and you'd make, like, $50, a couple $100 on them. That was so fun. I wonder if that's ever going to make a comeback. Guys, we got 40 seconds remaining on the daily close contest. Until the daily close, Bitcoin currently trading at $95,141.34. Pretty quiet day here. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Also participate in the poll in the chat as well. Trying to get an idea of what you guys think the market's going to do for the weekly close, which is tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. 13 seconds remaining on the clock. This is the candle that will determine the fate of our winner. 95, 147, 77 cents. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, John, on your victory. Bitcoin daily close price 95, 147, 77. 95, 147, 77. 95, 147, 77. Congratulations, John. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat for our winner. Very cool. All right. With a guess of 95,001. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat for our winner. Let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. Zoom out here. My computer is not cooperating with me today. What's going on? Yay! Very cool. Congratulations, John. Spam the bananas. Cool, cool, cool. We've got... Let me add you to the winner's Google Doc. Today is the 17th. Worked on my van today, and it literally didn't even fix the problem that I had. I got the oil change, though. That was the hard part. The other part, I swapped out the brake rotor because I thought the rotor that was on there was warped because it's like while I'm driving, and it increases when I'm driving fast. It's driving me crazy. I don't know what I'm assuming the brake caliper is just not like offering any relief. I don't know. It's driving me crazy. CryptoSpace said those times will come back for alts. Right now you can still make money, but it's like playing Elden Ring extreme hard mode. That's totally fair. All right, Mr. John, congratulations on your victory. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a drum roll, please? The winner of today's daily close contest with a guess of $95,001 even, and an actual Bitcoin daily close price of $95,147.77 on January 17th, 2026. Mr. John 316, aka Axe 221's prize is a beautiful plate of chicken cordon bleu, the bougiest white guy food on the planet. Congratulations, John, on your victory. Feel free to share these bites with your friends and family. This is a incredibly expensive, homemade, delicious meal. If you have any allergies, it's not my problem. You should have filled out the form prior to winning. And yeah, congratulations once again on your victory. You are legally obligated to remove this from the premises. Enjoy. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Let's continue going through the charts, guys. Again, don't forget to smash the like button. Really helps out the channel. We're struggling out here. That's the best dish you've given someone. I don't think that's true, actually. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to like share my actual screen one day, and we'll go through, because I have a save file with all of them. Actually, maybe not all of them. I have a save file with 164 of them. I think, in my opinion, the best that I've given is a beef pot pie, but I have also given a Ventimiglia's sub. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. Clicking through them right now. Jimmy John's Gargantuan. This one's amazing. I'm a big Jimmy John's guy. I think you guys know that. I think Jersey Mike's is trash and should be illegal. Let's see. Any of the big sandwiches like this? Oh, delicious. We also did a charcuterie board. A very phallic charcuterie board. Ooh, we got a big delicious sub sandwich right there. Hang on. We got some cannolis. Maxi Melt Jersey Mike's sub, which is poo-poo. Look at that. Look at the like, which one are you gonna pick, bro? You gonna pick this or this big monstrosity? I'm a bread guy. I'm Italian. So, and French. So, like, Jimmy John's, Jersey Mike's, you gotta make a good Italian sub. I'll tell you one thing, they're both definitely beat. This is Firehouse right here. Firehouse definitely beats Jersey Mike's and Jimmy John's. But when it comes to Jimmy John's versus Jersey Mike's, Jimmy John's, hands down, easily. No questions. We've done some really good hot dogs. I do like McDonald's pie. I got some good dessert foods. This right here. This is one of my favorites. This is actually like my food I took a picture of. This is from the local fair. It's a kielbasa in a homemade bun. I don't know what they do with the bun. They coat it in like crack. But it is quite possibly the greatest thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. Highly recommend. We got some chimichanga. It looks freaking delicious. Mexican street corn. You can't really go wrong. Honestly, Mexican street corn, definitely up there for sure. We're going to get rid of charcuterie board. So far, we've got 3 really good ones. I think Mexican street corn, if I had to pick one right now, I'd go with Mexican street corn for sure. Still going through, clicking. Pumpkin rolls, really good. We got some weird hot dog focaccia. Italian herb mayo hoagie. This one's definitely up there. That one looks freaking amazing. Kidding me? Okay, we're still going. We got like zucchini bread, a lot of sausages, banana split. I could go for a banana split right now. Did I? Okay, all-American hoagie, no. I thought I had a sub from Ventimiglia's. That might have been in the file that got deleted, though, which makes me really sad. There's a place in Detroit called Ventimiglia's, and it is, in my opinion, the greatest sandwich of all time. When it comes to the most expensive, the bologna log is probably the most expensive. Even though the Jimmy John's Gargantuan was like 22 bucks, this is probably like $500 worth of bologna right there. Bunch of footlongs. We got another Italian sub. Braided calzone looks freaking amazing. Cheese sticks, summer sausage, jumbo dill pickle. We got some shawarma. We got fried plantain from Fahid's video. There's also a mini dog. The homemade Italian subs relatively recent. Oh, the ham might be more expensive than the bologna. I'm not entirely sure. We'd have to look that up. And yeah, I think that's it. And the beef pot pie. The beef pot pie is my favorite. But if I had to pick one out of this bunch right here, I would totally go with the Italian, or the Italian. The Mexican street corn is delicious. Like, for real. Let's see. Crypto Spaces said, okay, yep, I read that, John. It's cracking up. Best dish you've given someone. Now I'm mad for not changing my vote. You gotta change your vote sometimes, man. Missed that one. I still think the thing John got seems like the best. I actually just had chicken cordon bleu for dinner. It is tasty. It's tasty. I've had, what is it called? Beef Wellington. I think that's the bougiest thing besides veal. Veal is really good. It's very immoral though. I don't like eating veal, but it's tasty. Um, I had beef Wellington. I went to like a career fair, like representing my work, and they had these kids that were like learning culinary, and they like made this huge dish for everyone. And it was like a 3 quart, and it was really good. But I don't think I'd ever have it again. Like if that was on a menu somewhere, I don't think I would order it. It's a unique taste. I was like, ooh, it's like makes you feel fancy. You're like, mmm. And then in my brain, I was like, it tastes good. You know, they did a fantastic job. I just don't think that I care for the dish as a whole. You know what I mean? I don't know. We're getting really sidetracked here. You can tell that the market's not that hot. Solana 143.81. Weekend liquidity. We're gonna be very sideways choppy. Volume's dropping. Volume's gonna be pretty much gone for the entire weekend. Solana, I think, is the most impressive out of these top right now, because it actually seems like it wants to hold its pumped up price, and nothing else is really doing that. Like Bitcoin barely chopping sideways, ETH kind of climbing a little bit. Solana though, like Solana has maintained a solid uptrend this entire time. So it's impressive to me. We got positive money flow again, red dot on the momentum wave, very consolidated on the RSI and the momentum wave, smack dab in the middle. So a possible pressure cooker move in either direction is definitely on the table. Total 3. Crypto Spaces said we were talking about your PNG food bear market things, right? For real. That's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. We this was the foretold in the prophecy when I first started doing the daily close prizes. The market makers, the powers that be, Satoshi himself instilled in me. He went, JJ, one day the market's gonna suck ass and it's gonna be really boring and crappy. Make sure you take a bunch of penis-shaped things and put them on the charts every single day. So that way, when that day comes, you can talk about the penis-shaped things on the charts. And I was asleep. I was like, yes, Satoshi. Hmm. The prophecy is fulfilled. Okay, total 3. Currently trading at 891 and 28 billion. 0.28 billion. We've got double top rejection at 910. What's nice about this is it does seem like it's actually like trying to increase over time. My only concern is a bear flag, which I guess technically you could say this would have been. It did break down. Are we doing that again, or are we going to break up here? I don't know. We are higher here than we were back here though, which is good. RSI smack dab in the middle, so is the momentum wave. Money flow is positive. You do got a red dot, but that's not that big of a deal. Total 3 looks okay right now, and we've talked about this 1,000 times. I like the drop, chop, pop method because we've seen it 1,000 times. Drop, chop, pop. That's just how the charts play out for some reason. And what's unfortunate, I suppose, is this right here. It looks very similar to this. Are we about to experience that drop soon? Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Maybe we get a pop first. Rejection at 1 trillion, and then an eventual bounce off of 891, and then we get the real pump. That'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it? So many people would sell during that downtrend. Let's go to the daily and look at that. So the alternative to that is this. I'm going to pull 2 fractals. It's going to look like a complete mess, so I apologize in advance. It already kind of looks like a mess. But I want to see what this one looks like. against current price action. See, they both look really good. Look at this guy. I'm going to make him green. And then I'm going to pull this one as well. Go all the way to the top right there. Boop. And I'm going to make this one a different color. This one's going to be yellow. Yeah. So when we zoom in, both of them, the price action that we've accrued right now, I'm going to call it the inverse head and shoulders, have both occurred in both of these fractals. And they both line up really, really well. The only difference is with the yellow one drops a little bit further, and we did not see that drop. So we're either going to... Yeah, I guess this could just be labeled as an anomaly because we retrace that regardless. So if we do that, it could just disappear. But both of them result in upside. The only difference is the yellow one has a pretty harsh drop going into March. So I suppose we'll see if that plays out. And we also have tariffs, which are going to be messy and sketchy. I'm going to make these very, very transparent. I still want them there, though, because I think that these are fun to reference. You can barely see them. Okay, I like it. Okay. Let's see. Crypto Spaces said, can you take a look at Ellie, please? It's a Dex coin. Fahid's Kitchen channel actually doing good, nice stuff. Yeah, dude, Fahid's killing it. I'm actually super excited for him. Okay, let's take a look at Ellie. Excuse me. Okay, I'm good. Ellie, Dex coin. What chain specifically? The cat, up 62% right now. On Sol. 5 months. 5 months, 1 month, 2 months, 5 months. Yeah, it's probably the 5-month one, right? Let me know if this is the right one. Until then, ADA is up 0.23% on the day, currently trading at 39.82. Solana, okay, so that is the right one, I'm assuming then. So, we got a little double top action and potential bottom at the same level, around 38. We are sitting at 39.83 right now. Really, really, really struggling to get anywhere above 40, which sucks. So hopefully we can actually get above 40, stay above 40, and continue to the upside from here. We'll see what plays out. As of right now, RSI looks really good. Green dot of the momentum wave, sitting smack dab in the middle. Money flow just flipped positive again. The potential is definitely there. Ellie, okay, so this is... I'm going to do what I normally do with these. I'm going to throw out some outlandish situation, and I think I can do this. Hold on, bear with me. Let me see how long this is first. This is a 20-day and 20-hour long thing. Like that. Okay. So if I take this and I go right here, I should be able to do... No? Okay, I can't flip that? Dang it. Alright, hang on. Can I mirror? Flip. Oops. Flip. Mirror. Okay. Oh, I didn't know I could do this. Okay. This is so sick. Alright, ready? I mean, I can't... It's been revealed already. It ruined it. Ruined the surprise. So, here's my... This is just an idea. And this is based on meme coins. Doing crazy meme coin things. I don't think it would be that crazy for this thing to play out, because it kind of looks like it's playing out the opposite way that it played out back here, which we've seen before. I'm not saying that's for sure going to happen, but it's definitely a possibility, especially given the correlation. Like, that looks pretty damn good. So see if you get January 19th, a big pop to the upside. Volume fits the profile, looks good. Let me check the holders. Top holder has 43.3K. I guess that's possible for that to be the liquidity pool. It does say the liquidity pool is locked though, and there's no contract reveal on here. Okay, I'm not sure where the liquidity pool is. I'm just going to assume that that 5%er is the liquidity pool. Second guy, if this is a person, yeah, this is somebody who bought a ton. That's frightening. So that's somebody who holds 3% of this thing is a little bit concerning. Because the liquidity pool can't really take much of that selling. And that's what would dump the price so much. So be careful, because that is a person that just bought. Same with this one. Wow. So number 2 and 3, 3% and 2.43%. These guys combined hold more than the liquidity pool. Because the liquidity pool is going to be $42,500 worth of this coin. And then the other half is going to be stablecoin. And that's what makes it a liquidity pool. So they're only fronting up half of this. That's why it's got 85K liquidity though. So be careful, because somebody sells, 25K. That's a big fat chunk of that liquidity pool. Other than that, chart doesn't look bad. That holder count is really, really scary. So exercise caution. Top 100 holders hold 70% of the coin. Yeah. Yeah, that's usually a spooky sign. That's one thing you always gotta look out for. Another thing, though, that I like to check, and keep in mind as well, I said GOAT was going to rug, and it went to like $500 million market cap. It might have went to 5 billion. I don't remember. It went to some ridiculous valuation, and I look like a complete idiot. So when it comes to meme coins, this is like even more speculation than previous. So this is an actual X account, which is good. Usually, if it just links straight to the community, I don't like it. So this actually links to an actual X account. They got very little followers. They did just create this in November. It's cute. Memeable, sort of. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind it. Just watch that holder count. It's a little spooky. 1.2 bill, actually? Okay. Yeah, I know. It has some crazy valuation. I was an idiot sitting here fudding it at like 50 million. I feel like a complete moron. That's probably my biggest fumble of the previous bull, if that's what you want to call it. Snack is up 0.21% on the day, currently trading at 0.009435. Mr. Barber said, "Hey JJ, you pick an RC car yet?" No, I did not. No. I'm actually slowly in the process of doing my taxes. So I'm going to be probably preoccupied with that. I'm also fixing this broken van that has been broken for ages, it feels. Crypto Spaces said, so that means Ellie has billion-dollar potential. Thank you. I have no idea. It's everything technically has billion-dollar potential. So yeah, Snack, I really want to reclaim that zero, or that 1/10 of a cent level. If we don't, I don't know what's going to happen, man. It doesn't look good. This is not a good-looking chart, in my opinion. Midnight is up 1.04% on the day, struggling to get back above 64. Again, if it continues to struggle to get back above 64, personally, I think there's a short potential here, but it is already pretty oversold, and you got bullish div, so exercise caution. Now, financial advice. XRP, up 0.14% since the daily close, currently trading at 206.60. I like that it's holding above $2, and that's probably the most important thing out of this entire chart, to be honest. And you also have some kind of triangle. Yeah, there's a wedge there. So that's bullish pattern. Volume looks good. RSI did get a bullish cross over the moving average. Red dot of the momentum wave, smack dab in the middle. Money flow is negative. So it's about 50-50 when it comes to indicators. Bull bear. Crypto Spaces said, your soul wallet isn't in description. I'll send you some alley. It's not? I thought it was. let's see. I guess I have to re-add it. My Solana wallet is in the chat. Thank you, sir. I don't sell anything that my viewers send me, unless it eventually, if it becomes dust, then I might clear it out. But usually it's not even worth moving at that point. Tishu sent me a YouTube playlist. Welcome to the Plain Bagel. The Plain Bagel Basics. Fundamentals, why investing is important. You want me to do something like this? That'd be cool. I actually have a list of ideas that I'm going to do that I'm kind of excited about. So yeah, XRP, the potential's there for sure. Crypto Spaces said you can sell this on any pump, to be honest. H-bar. H-bar's kind of vibing in between 11.5 and 12.48. I think we talked about that yesterday. I like this double bottom. It kind of looks like a retest, breakout retest of 11.5. RSI looks good. You did get a bullish crossover that moving average. You have an unconfirmed green down on market cipher, green down on the momentum wave, negative money flow. So signs are leaning more towards bull than bear. We just need the price action to confirm that. SWE is up 0.28% on the day. Potential drawdown here to basically play out this whole thing again, which I think would be kind of funny. That's literally what that fractal is, I'm pretty sure. Actually, the fractal, I think, goes back even further. The fractal is this whole move. And it showed, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So let's see if that plays out and pushes SWE up to 223. That'd be kind of cool. It would require us to come down to like 160, 170 though. People might freak out if that happens. But we'll see. See how it plays out. Not too bad. Avalanche up 0.44% on the day, currently trading at 1381. Are we going to solidify this convergence bounce? Convergence meaning this descending channel that we were in, meeting the legacy trend line, the orange trend line, which goes all the way back to December of 2020, which is insane. This is probably the craziest chart I've seen in crypto so far. Is Avalanche touching that legacy trend line. This is a bear market. Avalanche is in a bear market. And it's touching that trend line. And every time, this is such a good chart, dude. Hold on. Let me get a clean one. Nope. Hang on. Nope. Hang on. Nope. I don't know what to do, man. There we go. Okay, so you've got uptrend and you've got uptrend. And it's just the whole thing, it's clearly like there's a prevailing trend of upside. You've got these two gigantic humps, and then people trying to argue that this was a bull market, I think, are psychotic. You've got like bear market chop, and then you've got slightly more liquidity bear market chop. In my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, this has been, so that's the bottom right here, a 1,302 day long bear market. Now, what did that, let me see what that post said. Hang on. This guy said in this post, 1,064 days from all-time low to all-time high. Interesting. Okay. So 1,064 from all-time low to all-time high. This is all-time low. 1,064 would put us in August of 2026. Interesting. August of 2026. I wonder if it'll play out like that. I'm going to put this on here. August of 2026. Put a note. August 2026, all-time high? Question mark? Based on bold prophecy post. Can't spell. Yeah, let's see what plays out. I think that'd be sick. That'd be so cool if that actually happens. But yeah, this to me is just long-term consolidation met with long-term consolidation. And that does form something of a wedge. And wedges usually break to the upside. Now we're in full speculation mode at this point, guys. Clearly, we're just having fun with this. But look at that. That looks great to me. Tisha said, just sharing. Crypto Spaces said, I sent. Let me know if you got. We'll hold Ellie to 50 cents, like to $1, like rewards, like retards. I appreciate the clarification. Okay, let's see. I did get. Thank you very much, sir. Cheers. Cheers to that. My fiance's name is Elizabeth, actually, and Ellie is her nickname. So very cool. All right. Yeah, let's see if Avalanche does some crazy shit like this. I think it'd be awesome. That'd be so sick. I'm going to draw this on here just so that I have it. Something of a wedge, if you will. A little messy. Could be better, honestly. Maybe that. I actually like that. But yeah, that legacy trend line I think is super important. We'll see how it plays out in the long run. Breaking below that kind of sketched me out a little bit, but we got right back above it. So that slingshot, I think, is a fair reversal point. Good argument to be made for a reversal. Crypto Spaces said no such thing as coincidences. Yes, of course, my friend. Bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI. Nice reversal candle here. I really like Avalanche right now. Chainlink is up 0.07% on the day, currently trading at 1376. Got a nice bounce off of 1339 or thereabouts. Can we get back above 14 and continue to the upside? We got a red dot on the momentum wave, positive money flow, smack dab in the middle. Kind of a consolidation here. And, you know, not counting that, I guess. Let's just go right here. Same with the RSI. RSI got a bullish cross today and currently holding as support. Volume could be better, but it's Saturday, so we don't ask for much. Hopefully, if we do get these like slingshot breakouts, they happen Sunday night going into Monday. That way, at least the Asian market's open and we don't have to worry too much about possible like false move Monday. But we'll see. Actually, you know what? I think Monday is a holiday. I think Monday is a bank holiday. So we might be stuck waiting until Tuesday. WF Capital, what's going on, my friend? Happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. Monad up 0.41%, seemingly bouncing off this trend line, which is it's a pushy trend line. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and fight for this trend line. It kind of looks like crap, but we'll see if it ends up being relevant. You could actually just make the argument that we have some semblance of a support right here based on resistance, support. You know, this 22 level is very relevant. So we'll leave that there. RSI looks good, actually. Got a break and a potential bounce. And your momentum wave, red dot pointing to the downside, negative money flow. So it's probably 60% leaning towards bear, not financial advice. Reese wants to take a look at ZBCN. ZBCN. And OKX. Yeah, okay. So Zebek has had a lovely time in its big fat range in between 0.002 and 0.0036. It's a big range. The midpoint right here, 0.0028, act as kind of a median, an average. You got a bounce back here. The wick went down there. Another bounce right here. You know, the price plays around with this 2.8 level. And we were doing that. We got bounce below, support, break, resistance, kind of channeling in between, and eventually use that hopefully as support to continue to the upside. Looking like we are trying to make a break for 36 to get above it. Can we gather enough momentum to make that move? You do have a confirmed red dot on market cipher at the Pico top right here. So you could see a downtrend and then maybe a bounce, maybe even sooner, if that is going to play out. If not, that might have been it. This might have played out already, and it might just slingshot past 36 if it's going to maintain bullish momentum. So far, it looks pretty good since December 30th. This thing's been pumping all year, 2026. Mr. Roberts said, so do our all-time high guesses for the season count before a certain date or until what would have been the bear market low? If this cycle is actually different, we need to figure that out, JJ. So far, you, JJ, have the closest guess. Do I? What was mine? We definitely gotta document some new info for sure. ZBCN looks good. See if you can get back above 36. Otherwise, look for 28 to support. Our all-time, I don't remember my all-time high guess. I thought for sure it was higher. Thursday, July 17th, 130K. Yeah. JY's Adventure was 144. Oak Tree, 149,999. Waterfly and Hoffs, 152. Mr. Robbers, 155. Tyler, 169. I don't see mine. Damn. Was mine 120? Is that what that purple line is? No, that's got to be some kind of like a... That's pretty much the top, essentially. Besides this little hump. A little anomaly hump. I don't remember what my guess was. The pullback guess, I think, is my favorite so far because we have these guys. Maybe I put it on here. My upside target was 133,946. So for the downside target, and this is for the crypto winter bottom, if we're not entering a true bear market, like if Bitcoin does not go any lower and that was it, 122-ish, that might have been a long time ago. That might be gone. We'd have to check some old videos to see if that was it. But that's possible, I think. I just don't remember. It changes with the market, so it's entirely possible that I just got rid of it and updated it somewhere. But we have bottom guesses for this crypto winter concept. Justin Makachek guessed 85,177. Tishu, I think, takes it so far with 79. Like if what we experienced right here was the bottom, I think Tishu takes the win because it would technically be closest without going over. And let's see, the wick right here goes down to $80,659.47. So he's off by like 1,600. We'll call it 1,700. Otherwise, we could also say, because like let's consider this maybe a limit buy order. Tishu technically would not have hit, so Justin would be the winner. But personally, I like the Price is Right rule. I think Tishu is the closest. Definitely entertaining. Dream Tanks is calling for 53. Tishu's crypto bear market target was 39. 39 is crazy. I hope we don't go to 39. Mr. Roberts said, well, if you updated it, then that's invalid. LOL. Pretty sure you nailed it, though. I don't remember. Let's see. Maybe I have it on a different chart. Bitstamp. Let's go to the crypto chart. 122, you said. No? This is one of my favorite fractals. I think this is the one that goes way out of it. Somebody just recently posted that. Oh no, this is the bad one. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Yeah, this is the one that goes way. Okay, so you guys know Crypto Kaleo, the guy that posts the Livermore chart? Is it Livermore? Yeah, I think it's Livermore. He posted some crazy fractal, and I was like, that's my fractal. Where is it? Hang on. Right here? Nope. Where is the fractal? Did this guy post this much? Was it really more than 1 day ago? Maybe he erased it. Dang, I think he might have erased it. No way. All right, hang on. Because I replied to it. Right here. I found it. Okay. It's from January 16th. Okay, I must have just whizzed right past it then. Look at this bad boy. Right here. That is that, which results in a crazy, what is that, 475K? Mine is a little bit bigger because I took this hump right here. Because that hump way down here, this little boop, that to me looked very similar to this. I was like, huh, that kind of looks like this thingy. And I grabbed it, and you guys probably remember me doing this because I made such a big deal about it. But I stretched it all the way so that it fits, and it took Bitcoin, allegedly, not financial advice, up to a possible high of $1 million. I'm just saying. And again, I'm aware that this is totally crazy, outlandish, like horse poo. But you gotta admit, when you zoom out, it does look like something Bitcoin would do. Just based on what it's done in the past. Like, when you zoom all the way, if you time travel, and you tell the guy back here when Bitcoin hit 20K that it would be 100K in a couple of years, he probably would have told you were full of shit. Look at this move. The guy's down here buying it under $1,000, thinking 20K, probably impossible. And it happened just in a couple of months. Look at this exponential growth curve. That is a monstrosity of a move. I'm not saying that can happen again, but it's also not impossible. Especially with the amount of money being printed. Like this already, that curve. Let's just map this out really quick. I want to map out the actual moves of the market. And I'm sorry if I'm being a little too perma-bully right now, but we really got to think about these things. The curvature changes so dramatically, so fast. It really does not take that much, at least to convince me personally, that we might be heading for some crazy pump. Yeah, each one is a little bit different, a little bit more bullish. So who's to say, and again, I'm not trying to make the argument for this, but if you had a gun to my head and you were like, explain to me why this is possible, this is what I would try to tell you. Who's to say that's not going to be the move? And maybe it's a little more tame, you know, because this down here is definitely very gradual compared to this. That angle change is a little too spicy. But maybe it's going to do this. You know, I have no idea. Got no clue. But it looks good. It looks good. Crypto Spaces said, I love how TA is the only way to know some signs of future market moves. That would make everyone holding any crypto rich, like any crypto at all, right? Would that be sick? I mean, they already print money out of thin air. Why can't they just print money and pump our bag at this point? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's not that crazy to think about. But I'm also borderline crazy, so here we are. 4 hour Bitcoin chilling. Congratulations, John, once again on your victory. Enjoy your chicken cordon bleu. Crypto Spaces said, where would that put Bitcoin with the second line? Let's go back. Bitcoin with the second line. How do you mean second line? Like if we make the next trajectory. Oops. I mean, I would guess $250,000. That last line you drew. Oh, I deleted it. But if I was guessing, I would guess $250,000. If we're trying to be a little more tame, if we're like just forgetting that this crazy monster fractal is here. And we're trying to be a little more tame and just match these trajectory changes, because we've got like pretty much flat, like slow growth, a little bit medium growth, fast growth, exponential growth is what we're heading for. If you follow this math, if it follows this chart at all, then yeah, I would make the argument for a quarter mil around 2029 maybe. And maybe that's what happens. Maybe it just grows really, really slowly. Like that. 200K. I have no idea. Mr. Roberts said, so I have a few RC cars, but my latest is an Arma 6S Outcast, which is the same as this link. His is a 6S Notorious. Check out what this MF is doing, LOL. What do you got for me, Mr. Roberts? But yeah, that's my essentially my fantasy football technical analysis. Silver's a great example of exponential growth. Look at this bad boy. This thing was flat. Oh, ooh, you got a little spike, exciting, and then boom, out of nowhere. Happens just like that. Literally, don't even have a chance to react. Did you buy? Probably not, because it literally went up that fast. So, silver's the perfect example of what can happen when FOMO strikes. And look at that volume growth. And it's still going. It's not even fizzling out. So much so that the US Mint raised their prices to like 100, and they just doubled the price of spot, which is crazy to me. So we'll see what happens with silver. It's very exciting though. It's $90.07.8. A lot of wicks to the downside, indicative of some buy pressure. Mr. Robbers, I see no link. If you have to, I guess try to send it in the Discord, but so far I don't think I've gotten a link from you. Let's go check on gold really quick. Silver, yeah, silver looks awesome. This RSI looks like it's about to curl over and attempt to cross bullish over that moving average, and your momentum wave is chill. Gold is currently sitting at 45.95.515. You got a nice wick here. A little bit of selling that got bought up real quick. Very nice. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Looks good. RSI is resetting while the price is chopping sideways. This is my favorite part of all of this, like TA-wise. Your price initially gets up here. Let's go right here. January 12th, it gets up to 45.95. This candle right here, this secondary or third candle in from this big guy, gets up to 45.95, and your RSI is way overbought. Way overbought. It's way up here at 77. That's too much. So then the price goes up a little bit further, and then it goes sideways. You get some selling, you get some buying, and now you're at 45.95. Still, same price it was back here. Only this time, because it had some time to linger there, your RSI is now sitting at a comfortable 51, 52 area, where it has a lot more room to grow. It's no longer overheated. It's not going to melt. It's actually really good. That's a good analogy. If you heat gold enough, it's malleable. If you heat it too much, it'll melt. You can make it malleable, make it into something somebody wants to buy, or it melts and then you lose value. Whatever. It drips out of the floor. So it's not overheated. It's got room to run. You have your confirmed red dot on market cipher, which played out, which is actually pretty cool to see. That was at the Pico top. And we got another one back here, Pico top, confirmed red dot. So I suppose a pullback is possible, but it's also possible that it just kind of lingers sideways, chops until the RSI is reset enough for it to continue to the upside. Our ISM manufacturing PMI, which is used to measure the business cycle, does not get updated for another, what are we going to call it, 15 days? I believe it is exactly, no, we're going to call it 16 days. I believe in another 16 days, the ISM manufacturer's PMI gets updated, which is going to tell us if we are in expansion or contraction. Getting above 50 would be huge for us. So we're going to have to wait for that to come out. The DXY 99 375, same as it was yesterday. We'll see if that ends up rejecting or not. We've seen it climb more before, and I guess I'm concerned now that this is going to be in some kind of inverse head and shoulder, little triple bottom action. But we'll see how it plays out. Mr. Barber said, "Look up Kamikaze RC is ridiculous." All right, let's see. Like Instagram, the most creative RC stunter ever. Okay, do I have? I'm gonna mute YouTube. Go here. Okay, it's loud. My bad. Hang on. We're gonna copy. I'm gonna go over here, paste. Let's see what this guy can do. Dang. That's so sick. Whoa. That's so cool. The neighbors have no idea he's doing that. They're like, shut the hell up. There's something on the roof. Dude, just to have an RC car when I was a kid was a huge deal. Being able to like do stuff like this would have been crazy. That's like next level. This is just Rocket League in real life. That's literally all this is. That is so sick. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I definitely got the itch for the remote control stuff. What was it called? Hold on. X Factor? Was it X Factor? X Mods. Look up X Mods from Radio Shack. They were so freaking cool, dude. And I remember the controller was very satisfying. The foldable controller. Oh, it looks like you can actually still buy kits. No way. You literally got it in like a whole box. Let me see if I can get a picture of it. Yeah, it came like this. Right here. Came like this. And you could just buy new like body kits and stuff for your car and drive it around. And it was just so freaking cool. You can get like new tires and stuff. I don't know. I don't understand how this is not still around because I loved this shit. It was so much fun. Me and my stepbrother used to race them around the living room. And you could really modify the shit out of them. That's cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. Take me back. Take me back. Saeed said, hi, sir. What's going on, Saeed? Happy Saturday. Or Sunday for you, whatever day it is. Mr. Robert said, he must break so many parts, but the dedication is super cool. It's on YouTube. You can have that same rig for $2K, but it's probably another $500 a month in broken parts, right? That's crazy. Honestly, that's about what my van is worth right now, and it comes with the broken parts as well. I probably put that much into it just trying to figure out what the scraping sound is. MicroStrategy, aka Big B Coffee, we talked about yesterday. It's in the same level that it was because the market's closed right now, and I do believe the market is closed on Monday for like Martin Luther King Day or something. So we'll see what happens Monday evening, Tuesday morning. We do have a confirmed green dot right here though, so that's interesting. We'll see if that results in some exponential upside. Hopefully it does for the MicroStrategy holders. Otherwise, I don't see the point in buying that. Why not just buy Bitcoin at that point? NASDAQ currently down 0.24, same thing as MicroStrategy. We're waiting until Monday, Tuesday. We're looking for, I don't know, maybe a downtrend, maybe a reversal based on the fractals specifically. I would like to see uptrend, but time will tell. Money flows positive, RSI's smack dab in the middle. Same with S&P. Both look really good. They're in really good spots to either continue to the upside, maybe pull back a little bit more, get a little more breathing room until the next leg up. But market looks healthy. Dominance seemingly bouncing off of 59.5. Bitcoin itself, $95,119.47. Congratulations, John, once again on your victory. Enjoy your chicken cordon bleu. RC car, Kaleo. We looked at that. Yep. Bitcoin top prediction. Okay. New segment. Ladies and gentlemen, this one is exciting again. Somebody with a lot more money than me making bets that support my bias. Trump's insider, Garrett Ginn, again, we don't know if he's an insider or not, with a 100% win rate, is longing the entire market with $900 million. In October, he made $100 million with just one short in 3 hours. He went all in again, just like last time. That's freaking crazy. We'll see what happens. Steak and Shake bought $10 million worth of Bitcoin for its strategic Bitcoin reserve. Absolute legends. Elon Musk says X could become half of the global financial system if done right. So far, they're kind of ruining it, just my opinion. President Trump to sue JP Morgan Chase for incorrectly and inappropriately debanking him. President Trump imposes 10% tariffs on the following countries: France, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. The tariffs will increase to 25% on June 1st if a deal to acquire Greenland is not reached. CryptoSpaces said, "What the F is that real?" 900 mil, no way. Is what real? Oh, yes, this is real. Yes. There's a couple people that are doing this right now, like super duper long in the market. It blows my mind. That does not mean that they're right. The ultimate, so here's my thing, why I approach all of it with skepticism and why I'm not like liquidating my entire life to put it into Bitcoin. It's really easy to convince everyone that the market's going to go up by writing a story like this. You find somebody, or you can even fabricate it, that this guy won this much money before, and now he's got just as much money, and he's doing it again, but the upside. And then everyone's like, oh my gosh, they go long, and then they liquidate you. It would be really easy, as a market maker, if I want to go full tinfoil here, to give some random Asian man on Twitter $900 million to go long, to trick everyone else into thinking we need to go long, this guy knows something, and then you liquidate everybody. They're going to make so much more money than $900 million. So, and that guy could just as easily probably have another 900 mil tucked away where he's shorting the market, and it's a hedge. I'm just saying. Exactly. A liquidation event happens like October 10th. That's it. That's the easiest way to trick everyone, being like, oh my gosh, this guy with $900 million is going long. He has to know something. Sometimes people just have money and they're degenerate gamblers. Sometimes there might be some grand conspiracy. I have no idea. But I'm going to exercise caution. European Union to suspend trade deal with the U.S. following President Trump's tariff threats, Bloomberg reports. So we got more tariff uncertainty. Jim Cramer says, get ready for a bad market open, which means we're probably actually in for a pretty decent sized pump. Thank you for saving the market, Jim Cramer. Marty Party posted, Trump, quote, I have never offered Federal Reserve Chairman job to Jamie Dimon. He is very upset. Very upset about that. Suppliers of parts for NVIDIA's H200 chips have halted production after Chinese officials blocked shipments of the chips. NVIDIA's move back into China takes yet another hit. That's crazy. Elon Musk is seeking up to $134 billion in damages from OpenAI's newly filed lawsuit. Musk's legal team argues that his early funding and involvement materially contributed to OpenAI's rise, which is now valued at $500 billion. The lawsuit says OpenAI has become a for-profit company, entitling Musk to compensation tied to the value created from his early contributions. Musk helped found OpenAI in 2015 and donated approximately $38 million in early funding. When asked about the lawsuit, Elon Musk responded, I've lost a few battles over the years, but I've never lost a war. Buckle up for a historic lawsuit. I gotta say, Sam Altman kind of looks like he has a substance problem. We know Elon does already. I feel like the entirety of Silicon Valley probably has a substance problem, but these two dudes, kind of funky looking, I'm just saying. CryptoSpaces said, Inverse Kramer out-traded Nancy Pelosi, so it never fails. That is true. Kobe SC letter posted, President Trump announces a 10% tariff on Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the UK, Netherlands, and Finland beginning February 1st. This tariff will be increased to 25% beginning June 1st Tariffs will remain into effect until the U.S. reaches a deal to buy Greenland. It is time for Denmark to give back. That's... This is crazy. What a time to be alive, guys. What a time to be alive. President Trump just doubled down on Greenland. Not only did President Trump announce a new 10% on Denmark, I'm assuming they meant to say new 10% tariff on Denmark, but it also includes Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the UK, Netherlands, and Finland. Under these new tariffs, we estimate that $1.2 trillion worth of annual bilateral trade will be impacted, and these tariffs will increase to 25% on June 1st and will not be lifted until a deal is reached on Greenland. This deal must be a complete and total purchase of Greenland, according to Trump. It is established that an acquisition of Greenland would cost the U.S. $700 billion. The U.S.-EU trade war just escalated to a whole new level. Trump's top strategic focus is now clearly Greenland. I guess I don't understand why. Like, what do we need there? It's so bad. I like the positioning of it, but he's really going hard. France's President Macron responds to President Trump's new tariffs and demands to acquire Greenland. Europeans will respond in a united and coordinated manner. Macron adds, no threat can influence us, neither in Greenland nor in Ukraine. Interesting. Denmark deploys troops to defend Greenland as President Trump says acquiring Greenland is a national security priority for the U.S. Denmark is so teeny tiny. Be ready to capitalize on massive market swings this week. The last time the trade war broke out was on October 10th, when President Trump threatened a 100% tariff on China. Just 16 days later, the S&P 500 added back $3 trillion in market cap. Want to capitalize on it? Our tariff playbook is back and outlined below. So they did talk about this, and it did play out perfectly the first time they mentioned it. Let me see if they have it. Yeah. Friday, posts a cryptic message signaling tariffs on a specific country or sector. Later that same day, he announces a new tariff, often 25+%. On Saturday and Sunday, he repeatedly doubles down on the tariff threats, apply pressure when markets are closed, maximizing psychological impact. Over the weekend, the countries targeted by the new tariffs typically respond publicly or signal a willingness to negotiate. Sunday evening at 6 p.m., when futures reopen, in this case a Monday night, stock market futures drop in an initial emotional reaction to the tariff headlines. Monday, Tuesday, Trump continues applying pressure. Investors begin to recognize that the tariffs are not yet live and are still scheduled to take effect weeks later, such as February 1st. By Wednesday of that same week, dip buyers step in and spark a relief rally, but this move often fades and leads to another push lower. This is typically where smart money begins buying. On the following weekend, roughly 1 week later, President Trump posts that discussions are underway and that he is working toward a solution with leaders of the countries targeted by the tariffs. On Sunday evening, so next Sunday now, of that weekend at 6 p.m., futures open sharply higher as optimism returns, but gains fade into the Monday cash market open. After the Monday open, senior administration officials such as Besant appear on live TV to reassure investors and emphasize progress toward a deal. Over the next 2 to 4 weeks, various members of the Trump administration continue to tease progress towards a trade agreement. A trade deal is announced and market hits a new record high. Repeat step number 1. Literally happens every single time like clockwork. They've played this so many times, and every single time it plays out the exact same way, and the S&P 500 reaches a new high. Every single time. Right here, October 10th. Look at this. We were doing good. Great. October 10th, tariffs, 100% tariffs on China. Oh no. And then everything gets better. And then downturn, everything gets better. It happens every single time. And we're starting to stall out a little bit. They're going to go, everything gets better. Every time, man. Every time. So let's see if it even happens this time. I think that'd be kind of funny. The boy who cried tariff. Mr. Roberts said Greenland is militarily strategic and has rare earth minerals. Plus, when the ice finally melts, there will be a northern pass. U.S. interest is sound. Do we have to, like, take it, though? Can't we just, like, be allied with them and utilize, like, set up a military? I don't know. I don't understand why we need to have it in our possession. Why can't we just like be cooperative and put like military base on there or whatever? Isn't that what we do with every country anyways? Am I crazy? Maybe I don't know geopolitics as much as I want to. Strategy will report Q4 2025 earnings on February 5th with a live webinar after the close. Throwback, Trump coin launched exactly 1 year ago today. Update, this time last year, Bitcoin was trading above $100,000. Can we reclaim it? Big, remember when Bitcoin, I like that they say big like this is news, and then they're just like, remember when this happened? Remember when Bitcoin showed up in Spider-Man? We got Bitcoin hits new high, Bitcoin hits new low. Pretty good stuff. Bitmine says 2026 could be ETH BTC breakout year, implying major upside for BMNR. Solana's RWA ecosystem hit a new all-time high of $1 billion. That's pretty cool. STSS and Coinbase launch a Solana validator, putting STSS directly to work, securing the network. Very cool. So far, 2026 has added $260 billion to the total crypto market cap. Congratulations, 2026. Sunil, FTX payouts start March 31st with February 14th as the record date if you've completed KYC and paperwork. So if you guys are in this pool of people, March 31st, 2026, record date February 14th, cutoff date to receive distribution, must complete KYC W8 Ben form, choosing distribution agent. Crypto Fear and Greed Index, perfectly neutral at 50. I think we checked that, and that was true yesterday. Today, we've got 49 on the alternative Fear and Greed, which is one that I don't like because they stopped measuring 15% of their data, even though they own strawpoll.com. But if we max it out, yeah, we're kind of at that midpoint where last time we heard was May, June, July 2021, which I do think tracks with that double top bear trap. Let's go see. May, June, July 2021. No, actually, I'm wrong. Oh, it's actually right here. May, June, July. So we might be experiencing this, and we might get a secondary peak. Interesting. Whoa. Also, I want to point out just how beautiful this fractal looks right now. I'm just saying. Mr. Robert said, fair LOL, when I mention a sound interest does not mean I agree with it. Cheers. Oh yeah, I know. I'm fully aware. I wasn't like, what the heck, Mr. Robert? I don't agree with it or disagree with it. I'm just curious. As long as we're not like bombing innocent people, you know, if the president wants to throw his weight around, I could honestly care less. Whatever. As long as it like affects me and my family in a positive manner, I'm okay with it. Like, people don't get hurt and it benefits me. If it don't benefit me and nobody gets hurt, I don't really care. You know, it's not my prerogative. Congratulations, John, once again on your victory. Enjoy your chicken cordon bleu. The coin market cap Fear and Greed Index, in case you guys are curious, right here. Go check out Kalshi if you guys want to. Prediction markets, you make a deposit and start betting. We both make $10. We got 50 on CoinMarketCap Fear and Greed, and yesterday we also had 50. Interesting, so it's 52 days in a row. And also the regular Fear and Greed is at 52. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Appreciate you guys for being here. Let's actually go take a look at that because I'm very curious. It's the same as this one. 49, 49. I think this is the first time that I've seen them both correlated like that. Interesting. So yeah, we are not quite climbed into the safe zone yet of greed. We're at neutral on the coin market cap one, which I would argue is probably the most accurate just because they don't ditch 15% of their data share. Last month was 22. What do we think this month is going to close out at? Yearly high was 76. That was May 22nd, 2025. Interesting. Okay. I like that. Next, we've got silver flipped NVIDIA to become the second largest asset by market cap. That happened again? I thought that already happened. When did that happen? 2.6 times larger than Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin, I don't know if I saved this post or not. When Bitcoin hit 120 some K, it actually, at the time, flipped silver because silver hadn't pumped yet. So it's not that outlandish to think maybe Bitcoin, at the very least, could like play catch up a little bit. Just saying. Next, we've got tokenized euro market cap just surpassed $1.1 billion per token terminal. Very cool. The Solana ETF saw their first net outflow in over 6 weeks. So it's been 6 weeks and Solana got its first net outflow in 6 weeks. Yeah, there's only been 3 previously. This is the 4th one. Solana and XRP ETFs, as far as inflows and outflows go, are doing very, very well. Quite impressive. Tom Lee points out BitMine's potential collaboration with Beast Industries. Very cool. I got a reminder again of the very rare tech dev post from January 15th, which was 2 days ago. He said, we are at a point. I don't know how many times I got to reread this. We are at the point in the business cycle where bullish divergence reversal momentum is decidedly building, which has signaled every one of its major reversals in the last 25 years, including after 2000 and 2008. Since Bitcoin existed, those reversals have triggered its parabolic runs. And when we look at the picture, you can see, you get your divergence, and then you get a run, which pushes Bitcoin. Divergence, a run. Divergence, a run, pushes Bitcoin. Divergence, run, pushes Bitcoin. Divergence, run, maybe. That'd be sick if that was breakout, because then that would push Bitcoin. So we'll see what plays out. No one is talking about this war. The United States has 198,109 Bitcoin, and China has 190,000 Bitcoin that we know of, and vice versa as well. Cosmos posted accumulation, expansion, small correction, accumulation. Bitcoin has been repeating this pattern for weeks now. If this holds true, Bitcoin could hit 100K this month. That would be pretty cool. This month? Yeah, he's right. It would be this month. That would be pretty sick. This one I thought was entertaining. I have some copper, so I'm kind of excited for this speculation. As much as it seems kind of silly because copper is not that expensive, there is allegedly a production shortage. No Limit Gains posted, I bought Bitcoin in 2013. Here's what I'm buying now. Copper. I bought 3 tons of it over the last 2 months. I rented a storage unit just for this. Those who pay attention to this tweet will become extremely wealthy. Here's why I'm buying 1 ton of copper every month. The AI energy shock. Copper demand isn't exploding because of cars. It's exploding because AI needs power, cooling, and miles of wiring. A recent 2026 report projects data center capacity will 10x by 2040. And the grid? You cannot just add AI to the old grid because AI servers consume massive power. They require liquid cooling systems heavily reliant on copper plates and piping. That is true. Upgrading the grid to handle this load requires millions of miles of new copper transmission lines. 2. The green transition isn't slowing. Even without AI, the electrification numbers are insane. An EV requires 3 times more copper than a gas car, 80 kilograms versus 23 kilograms. Wind and solar farms are massive copper sinks. We're trying to rebuild the entire global energy infrastructure in 25 years, using a metal we haven't mined yet, the supply cliff, the real alpha. This is where the Bitcoin comparison is literal. There is no new mines. It takes 17 to 20 years to permit and build a new major copper mine. Even if we found a massive deposit today, it wouldn't produce metal until the 2040s. Grades are declining. The easy copper is gone. We're digging deeper for lower quality ore. S&P Global just forecast a 10 million ton annual deficit by 2040. That's 25% of demand that simply can't be met at current prices. Why I bought over 3 tons of copper in the last 2 months. I didn't just buy mining stocks, because their valuations are 100% fake. I purchased physical copper. In a world of digital abundance, unlimited fiat, unlimited code, The only true wealth is physical scarcity. I view these 3 tons, more soon by the way, as a generational hedge. When the supply squeeze hits in the late 2020s and early 2030s, copper won't just be an industrial metal, it'll be a strategic monetary asset. Manufacturers will bid up the price to secure inventory just to keep factories running. I'm front-running the inevitable panic. The price of copper today is a gift. See you in 2030. How do I know all of this? I've been in macro for 23 years. I called every market top and bottom for over a decade. From now on, I promise I'll share my moves publicly to everyone you see. Make sure you follow them. But this picture's sick. I don't know why. Like, I really like silver and gold. They're really cool. For some reason, copper is like the most attractive to my brain. I really don't know why. I have no idea. Mr. Roberts said, JJ, I'm almost done the work on the latest revision of the suspension of the latest RC. I'm going to go run it soon. Peace to you all. Take care. Take it easy, Mr. Roberts. I appreciate you for stopping by, my friend. Happy Saturday. Cheers. We've got former finance professor Tad Smith said, after 25 years teaching finance, I realized at 58, if the money printer grows 8 to 10% annually and the S&P 500 returns 9%, it's just treading water. True wealth comes from outpacing the printer. That's the Bitcoin journey. Hell yeah. Colonel Douglas McGregor says Bitcoin can go from 10K to 1 million very quickly. It will go like a rocket. What a freaking legend. This one's awesome. This is a good perspective, and it actually gives you a good idea of where we're at in the market currently today. Explaining Bitcoin at $100 to an empty room. This is a real thing that happened. This is a real conference that took place where literally no one was in attendance, and Bitcoin was only sitting at a $100 valuation. And this guy's still out there talking. What a freaking giga Chad. The Russell 2000 is going parabolic. Historically seen, this is bullish for altcoins. Hell yeah, it is. U.S. housing market. Home sellers now outnumber buyers by 530,000, the largest gap ever recorded. Let's go. We got the Clio chart reminder. The beginning of the Golden Bull Run, allegedly the Livermore speculative chart, pointing us towards potential 225K before the end of the year. That would be pretty sick. We'll see what happens. Purely speculation, purely fun. And last but not least, we've got Ted Pillows posting the Fed will buy 55.36 billion in T-bills over the next 3 weeks. This is good for risk on assets. Let's freaking go. Bitcoin, $94,924.16. Getting a little downturn here. A little cool off. We'll see if we end up holding 94,549. Congratulations, John316, once again on your victory. Enjoy your chicken cordon bleu. Portfolio update. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is currently down 485, 48.5%. Best performer is Solana, down 15. Worst performer is Aptos, down 70. Then we've got the meme coin portfolio, down 568, 56.8%. Best performer is Pepe, down $79. Worst performer is Giga Chad, down $163. Then we've got the narrative portfolio, my favorite, and I believe the best performer, currently down $174 or 34.8%. This portfolio is made up of 1 meme coin, 1 artificial intelligence coin, 1 decentralized physical infrastructure coin, 1 real world asset coin, and 1 gaming coin. And it is absolutely killing it. Currently, the best performer is Tau, only down $7 or 7%. And the worst performer is VeChain, down $57 or 57%. And last but not least, the knife catching portfolio, which has somewhat failed miserably. Currently down 397, 39.7%. Best performer is Chainlink, only down $10 or 10%. Worst performer is Avalanche, down $61 or 61%. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin, $94,929.63. And I think, hopefully it stabilizes around here. I'd hate for it to have cascading liquidations on a Saturday. That'd be kind of crazy. But we would have a CME gap leading into Monday. Yeah, we're pretty close. It's getting all sketchy, isn't it? Ooh, right there. We've got 94,527. Is that where we're at? This has moved a little bit. 94,527. 94,527. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Probably gonna call it. I suppose there's not much more to go over. Chat's pretty quiet, so call it an evening. As always, guys, Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Share the stream with anyone and everyone that you can think of. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before April. Got a couple months left. Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I'll hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Smash the like button on your way out. Happy Saturday and good night.